I'm kinda in a bad mood, so let's hope this talk about murder cheers me up. So, it was a suicide, not a murder. For some reason, Tony Taxon decided to scratch his own throat with his fingernails, as hard as he could, until his skin was torn and blood came out. Tony Taxon didn't stop there. He kept scratching. He scratched hard until his fingernails peeled off. He scratched hard, and his fingernails reached the veins that he shouldn't damage. Scratch, whip. His blood splashed. He bled from his mouth. He threw up, fell down and twitched his body until death in agony.
We found about a drug, but nothing was found.
Couldn't this be suicide? I never heard anything like that. An incredible death like this? This is nothing but a mysterious death. This death seemed the most curse-like in the past 5 years. The whole thing looks as though somebody's trying to persuade Tony-san and I, who didn't believe in the curse.
There are many suspicious things. From his eternal bleeding, general body to scratching sweat and hair, Tony-san seemed to be in extremely excited condition right for his death.
That makes sense. I don't think anybody would scratch their own throat calmly.
The wound in his arm and the rectangular timber found on the ground matched. We found signs that he hit the tree and crashed barrier around him. Also, his blood splattered around. This indicates
Tony was swinging the rectangular timber with one hand while scratching his own throat with the other.
We found external wounds caused by somebody else. It's possible that Tony Taxon was being attacked by someone. From the mission of the wounds, it could be multiple persons who did that.
I don't get why I don't get the word person. I don't know. It's just a weird word to me. In short, Tomitake-san was surrounded by some people and attacked. He ran into the dark street excitedly, but he was cornered, so he grabbed the timber to fight back. In the middle of that, he started panicking and scratching his own throat hard, and he died.
The estimated time of death between,
what was that? Hang on.
7 p.m. and 9 p.m.
Oh wait, no. 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. Sorry.
So I arrived to party with him after the festival.
He was given on his shirt and said goodbye. And right after that, wait, Tomitake-san was a woman. What about her?
She's missing. She didn't show up in her workplace nor in her home. That's how I thought about she was involved in an accident.
I can't think for a while. I know the death of somebody close was this shocking. The time I spent with Tomitake-san may be just a fraction. But we spent time, played together in the festival. He was my friend.
We're going to investigate this case from all aspects, but the villagers won't talk about it when it comes to Higurashi-sama's curse.
I know what he means. I didn't know anything until a non-villager Tomitake-san told me about it. So this is why you're talking to me? Because I'm not from Himizawa? If that was the reason, I should be really upset.
If this case remains unsolved, people would definitely consider knowing Higurashi-sama's curse.
He looked away and put on a distant look.
People would say that he died because he upset Higurashi-sama by instinctively taking photos of a flat during a ritual.
The curse wouldn't happen to Misaki-san. The person who killed Misaki-san must be nasty human beings. I won't want anybody to make it look like the curse and get away.
I agree. There can be no divine punishment or curse.
Tinder gets high in the silent car. Eventually he smiles and starts talking calmly.
Exactly what I'm looking for you, my bar-san. I need help from someone who doesn't believe in curses. Do you understand?
Neither Tomitake-san nor I believed in curses. But if things stay the way they are, his death will just be called divine punishment in the 5th year. That means Himizawa rejected Tomitake-san. I can't let that happen. He was one of us. He didn't live in Himizawa, but he visited here every year. He more acquainted with Himizawa people than I do. So Higurashi-sama's curse shouldn't have hit him.
But I don't think I
can help you with anything. I don't know what happened that night.
I just want you to let me know if you'll hear or see something strange.
If I'll hear or see something, he's talking about the future.
About a person, no matter, rumor, anything at all. They don't have to be clear. Here, this is my number. If I'm out, you can leave a message to someone who answers the phone.
He hands me a memo with his number. I had to take it for a moment. If I take it, that means I'll be involved.
I really like your decision on the clear up Tomitake-san's death.
That's right. Why do I hesitate? I've got to find the murderer who killed my friend. I grab his memo. The detective smiles satisfactory, and suddenly looks serious.
Everything we talked here today remains between you and me. Please don't tell anybody.
I got it.
Even to your friends. Especially, please make sure Samazaki-san and Furuya-san won't know anything.
Sonozaki? You mean Mion? Why? Are you saying she's something to do with the case? He suddenly mentions my close friend's name, and how asking me to keep a secret. I get upset.
Taking an investigation, I must say.
Screw that. Mion is my precious friend. He doesn't care even though I'm upset.
I can tell you why, but please don't feel bad.
Say it. He hesitates for a bit. He looks out the window, thinks for a moment, opens his mouth.
followed up the series of incidents that happened in Himizawa when inflicted by the whole village.
That can't be true. Screw that nonsense. Do you have any evidence, first of all?
There's no evidence. All past cases have been solved, and all the culprits have no direct connection to the village.
So why the hell do you want to keep it from him?
Every year, somebody dies on the day of watching Higurashi. Don't you think that's enough to raise questions?
Only Himizawa people value the dignity of watching Nagashi. So those reason strange incidents happened during that day has something to do with Himizawa?
First victim was the construction manager. Next was the villager who was for the dam project. The enemies of villagers died strangely one after another. Regardless of the process, that's what happened.
That's an unreasonable doubt with no evidence. But I can't laugh it off. Then what about the priest who died next in the housewife after him? They weren't in this village, they weren't these village's enemies.
The priest didn't do much during the dam project turmoil, even though the villagers accepted leadership from him. So some villagers were disappointed at him and had a grudge against him.
Even though I had a grudge against him, he didn't cause any harm to the village, did he? Neither did the housewife. She was just that sister-in-law of the guy who invited the dam, wasn't she? There was no motive for murder. What about Tomitake-san? He had nothing to do with the dam project. He was just an outsider. Could that be enough reason? In the beginning, the incident happened as those related to the dam project. But after the relationship became more distant.
That's what scares me, the fact that our relationship is becoming more distant.
What do you mean?
I mean the victim has no longer anything to do with the animated village. He can just be an outsider.
You mean next year victim will be picked from outsiders?
Or it could be a person who just moved here.
What do you... I fall silent in the middle. The people who are most outside Himizawa right now are me and my family. I'm living evidence. I don't even know what the names of people I pass on the streets. So the next victim will be my family. Me? But how did I wait to me own?
I can tell elaborate on it now, but the Higurashi family were the leaders of the dam protest team. They were very aggressive, including Sonizaki Mion-san. During the protest, she was arrested for minor offenses and demeanor.
I knew Mion for fighting in the protest, but I know her family was the leader. So what could this mean? Are you saying that her family's involved in a series of incidents?
I'm not exactly saying that, but if they were, the possibility is very high. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I understand an explanation. I think he's evading what I really want to know. I have no idea how they're involved. That's what I only let any villagers know. I found to show what I'm thinking. He seemed to get what I want. Oh, sorry guys, someone texted me. Oh god, I feel horrible. I found to show what I'm thinking. He seemed to get what I meant.
I'll take him this way. I don't want to make the villagers blind believe the curse, so keep quiet. How about that?
I still don't understand it at all. I understand that it's not a good idea to let anyone know about this. There's a culprit somewhere. There's no connection between the fact and the curse. Eventually the police will catch them and they'll face the consequences. And the process has nothing to do with my friends. Maybe I shouldn't worry them, because they're sensitive about the curse. Just like they keep it from me so I don't worry. It's time for me to keep quiet to not worry them now, huh? I said that to myself. Especially this case must impact them a lot since they're concerned about the series of deaths that happen every year. I don't want them to suffer anymore. After all, I have to do what this cop says even though I don't like it.
Alright, I'll keep it from them.
I didn't catch your name.
I'm Oichi from Kinomiya Precinct. You can call me Kuratan if you want.
No, Oishi-san is fine. So he speaks in an unpleasant way. He uses polite expressions. This cop sounds like a typical This police sounds like a typical horny middle-aged man. I've never seen this kind of cop in any TV show I know.
I took too much of your time. Your friends are waiting, right? You should probably go back now.
When I open the door, hot humid air comes in at once. It's scorching outside. Was this hot today? Why is the artificial coolness in the car? It feels steamy. It feels nastily hot outside. Hot air makes me feel like the whole area of Himizawa hates me now.
Remember, I never told you to doubt your friends. Please don't be mistaken.
That's ridiculous. I don't say it.
Want to hear anything? That'll be good enough. Because that means the villagers have nothing to do with the incidents.
I'll contact you if I find something. But I'm not a detective, you know. Don't expect much from me.
No, you don't have to play a detective. Please be natural as usual. I just want you to report to me if something you hear in your daily life.
About a week, Sean rushed back to the classroom.
See you later. Take care, my Barakun.
I don't look back on my way. I don't know how much time has passed. I feel sorry for keeping them waiting, but I'm concerned with something else now. Twinzaki-san's death seems crazy enough, but it's possible that the whole village is involved. On top of that, Mio might be involved too? That's ridiculous. Mio and Ren's Psycho Rigaton might have nothing to do with the incident. So we like someone attacked by multiple persons? Who would the murderer be? Are they Hin and Himizawa? I don't know. One thing is sure, Mion isn't the culprit.
Michan's the culprit.
I'm still not Ren's words.
The weapon is a rope. The crime scene is, the lounge.
Ha 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 ha, wrong answer.
No.
Ren wriggles that around while holding her hand. You knew I'm screwed up.
Ah, Cage is on your way. We're very upset, you know.
Sorry, teacher wanted me in the teacher's office.
Will you scold for misbehavior? There.
Well, we're out to appear. Let's make the next game the last round since it's about time. Guess I'll have only 1 point so far. Doesn't that mean I'm going to be the loser?
It's okay, Keiji-kun. Ren has -1 point.
How do you get less than 1 point? Wow, Ren, you suck at this game. What? She has less points than me even though I wasn't in the game? We saw where the opponent would go to Ren alone of which Cage on the final round. No kidding, Ren alone is getting enough for the punishment.
You promised to fight together with me, Keiji-kun. I was waiting for you the whole time, you know. I was.
Oh, my bad. Okay, you kind of a douche. As promised, I show my cards to Rena. I wait until Rena finds the culprit, even though I already know the answer.
I get it. The culprit is me. The weapon is poisoned the crime scene is entrance hall. What do you say? What do you say?
Oh, Rena, you're quick. Isn't that just a random guess again? Oh.
Rena got the right answer. Ow. So the point we got to Keiji-san. Yeah. Keiji-kun, let's do our best.
Yeah, of course. Oh, God. I owe her after all. The game is over now. I saw Nakamio and first. The Guru's Amabara, Keiichi, and Ryugu Rena. Everyone claps their hands. The problem is the punishment. Alright, I'll side with the fetch because I came in first.
What you going to request? What could it be?
Let's not face someone from a drugstore. I know what you're thinking. What? I don't know anything from a drugstore. Well, Uncle Mio wants to rent on this note. Wow, there's a lot. A lot? Damn it, what did she want us to get? 2 tofus, a shampoo and a hair conditioner, a merlin and fried tofu. What is these?
Feels like Morga's shopping and fetching. Milk's dead for the win today.
Card rule number 7. You must go for the punishment no matter what. Here's the money. My family uses Fruity Legend shampoo. Alright? Is this an errand your family asked you to run? I swear to make her go get her hemorrhoid. I swear to make her go get hemorrhoid medicine next time I win. I love these transitions. Stop doing this. More than 4 perpetrators. Investigation memo. Sure, let's read them. The cause of death was a hemorrhoic shock caused by scratching and tearing his throat. The flesh and skin of his neck was clawed between his nails. It wasn't done by anyone else's nails. They were his for sure. The seam of the wound matches too.
Yeah, we know that was suicide.
I know you know. You're asking me if anyone is capable of making this happen, right?
Well, it's far from getting a cut because you scratched it back too hard, you know.
Some of Mr. Tomitake's nails have been peeled off. Nails actually tear off easier than you think, but it really hurts. So usually people don't do it to the point in which that happens. There are many bruises on Mr. Tomitake's body. The shapes of the bruise make it very clear that it was inflicted by physical abuse by the bare hands of a group of people.
Considering the discharge from his body, he must have been going through an extreme adrenaline rush.
Are you suggesting that he got so excited during the battle that he scratched his throat to the point of death? Must have scared the shit out of the attackers. People are known to take unbelievable action when they get abnormally agitated in unusual situations. Of course, it's an extreme case. There's the single Ishikun, the timber that the victim seemed to have used as a weapon. We only get a bit of grit and piece of pane of guardrail from it.
No scratch to the victim's clothes or skin?
No, the victim didn't hit the suspects. Or perhaps the suspects might have taken the timber with them.
They did, why did they leave one behind? What if they can, that would...
Sorry, that voice really hurts my throat. Ha ha ha, you're damn right. Mr. Tomitake had a well-built body. He's also tanned. He was an athlete, right? Huh? Yes, he was. He looked like he'd been working out regularly. I have no idea what kind of sports he was playing for his death, but I imagine he has a rather high physical ability. That means that he wouldn't be easily outdone by the attackers. A guy with a big body like him was facing death and slung around a weapon for his life. Hard to believe that he didn't even lay a scratch on the suspects. The suspect had nothing to attack him with but their bare hands. He had a piece of timber in his hand, so it's easy to assume that he could have struck one of them at least once. To jump a big guy like him, how many people do you think they'd need? I bet you know better than myself, Oishi-kun. Remember the time when you were a bad boy? How many would I want if I had to fight with him? It's an ironclad rule of hunting to have a certain number of people when you attack a huge beast. I want at least 4. Even if there was a big difference in physical size, 4 people could get it done. So that means there's a large number of suspects. Really? No spaces? Seriously, they say this font looks better than I'm using a different font than the Manga Gamer's release, but Jesus Christ, the typos are worse than the actual fix. This is like supposed to fix it, but damn. I'll try and find the font and make it spell better. Should we suspect subjects of more than 4 who were drunk at the festival? A group of more than 4. If they had so many people, they could have concealed the body, couldn't they? What if the victim managed to escape from a place where he held captive on the verge of death? If so, I don't understand why he committed suicide. Not only that, but I can't comprehend the abnormal way in which he died. There's so many mysteries. We do focus on that point too. I wanted to work on the full investigation on that, but I don't have high hopes. Because we've never had a case like this in the past. I don't expect it to be easy either. But I do look forward to the result. Oishi-san, the section manager wants you.
Excuse me, I'll see you next year.
Yeah, have a nice year. I don't know who that was, but it was him. I guess it was Oishi and his friend. Tomisake Jiro, deceased. Stayed at a motel in Shishabone City. Signed in the guest book is Tomitake Jiro, his pen name. Used a portable bike as means of transportation. No driver's license or any other license was found. His portable bicycle was found abandoned on the side of the forest around 300 meters from the crime scene. He was at the festival. He was with Takano Mio. Okay, that's her name. Her name is Takano, who was also missing. A policeman saw them around 9 p.m. Hasn't been seen since then. He used to stay in Himizawa for a week every season for the past 5 or 6 years. A freelance photographer specializing in wild birds. Find what magazine publishers he worked for. No suspicious actions found in any film of his belongings. His wallet was left with him. Could be nothing more than just an assault? Like kind of his wallet, I assume his life was based between Tokyo and Chiba. Along the Sobo line of Japan National Railways? Go by the same name as Tomitake Jiro registered in the basic resident register of any word inside Tokyo? Okay. Need dental clinics inside Tokyo to verify his dental record. Quit the Tokyo police. Send his facial portrait up to the authorities. To Tokyo police. Call every major company and ask about Tomitake Jiro. Takano Mio, missing. A nurse working at the Erie Clinic. A close friend of Tomitake since they met at the wild bird shooting that she took up as a hobby. Her house is in Okinomiya. Single. Was seen with Tomitake at the festival and has been missing since then. Abducted? Or a suspect? A material witness. Has no motive to kill him. Lover's quarrel? I have to investigate her personal connection inside out. Her workplace, etc. Get more information from the security policemen who were at the festival. I want to eat cream puffs. 4 jumbo-sized ones. Oishi. Oh, this was Oishi. So then I want to eat this.
Oishi.
Did not mean that. Oh, these are all the tips. Ooh, boobs. Oh, Rena. Freaking adorable, I swear. I'm sleepy.
Wow, that's a huge yawn, Keiji-kun.
I'm usually wide awake around lunchtime, but not today. I was watching TV until late last night, so I'm sleepy. What's your favorite Hona show on last night?
You're gross.
I didn't say that.
You should be bare because that's natural for a boy.
You're done past my head. I'm gonna be even worse. Hey, let me take a nap on this lunch break. Seriously.
Oh, do you think I'll overlook that?
I'll be upset if you interrupt me. Really? I don't sound threatening at all. I'm just very sleepy. I'll lay on the desk and close my eyes. Here's Sadago saying something, but I pretend I can't hear it.
Stop it, Sadago-chan. He went to sleep. His sleeping face looks adorable. You can
take him home with you later. So leave him alone for now.
Miss Roach is outside. You might wake him for being noisy.
Higurashi is such a good girl.
Let's not wake him even if the teacher comes in.
I was wrong. I told him I told him I was watching TV until last night. I went to bed at a regular bedtime, but the conversation with Oishi-san earlier kept me from sleeping. I feel as though Tomitaka-san's case didn't really happen. I spend regular time like this. I feel as if Oishi-san fooled me. But it did happen. I can't talk about it to anybody. Oishi-san won my help. There won't be anything I can do. If I can't be any help from him in the beginning, I shouldn't have listened to him. After all, I tapped information I shouldn't know, and now I'm regretting it. If I didn't know anything, I would be spending time happily as usual with my friends. I can't help holding a grudge against Oishi-san now.
When that happened?
They were already gone next day. It seemed to be the night watching Higurashi. Wait. This is Rena and Mia. It's Rena and Mia, yeah. Feeling with her, she sounds careful enough to be heard by others, but I can hear her clearly. I can't hear Rena very much. Still, I can tell she's scared from her voice. Are you talking about Tomitaka-san by any chance?
Only, son?
I don't know. As far as I know. I have to pretend I don't hear anything because I'm keeping Tomitaka-san instant from them. I'd pretend to sleep here, then get up and join the conversation and tell more lies. Anyhow, why do I have to pretend I'm sleeping so I can eat up with my friends? Heart aches for betraying them.
Then, there's one more, right?
I don't know if she was involved with the curse of Demon Away. Oh, the Kakashi. Demon Away? Demon. Away? That's a strange phrase. The only thing I can tell is that the phrase is a very brooding new... Nonsense? No, what is that word?
So even if it was, there's another, right?
If it was Oishiro-sama, yeah.
But didn't this year, so...
My grandma talked to the village leader, and I heard they made a deal with the police in advance this year. To prevent a fuss if anything happened.
So it's just that we don't know and nobody... you mean...
Maybe.
Maybe next is me.
Oh, don't worry. You came back here alright.
But didn't, right?
That's an old story. Let's not talk about this anymore. Since their conversation has gotten darker, they become quiet. I can only catch the outline, but I heard something interesting in their conversation. Firstly, the phrase demoned away. From the way they used it, the phrase seems similar to spirit away, kamakakashi. I can tell the woman who was with Tomitaka-san, solved that I can't remember her name, has been missing since the day of watching Higurashi. Secondly, Rena said there's another. Mio followed her by saying, if it was Oishiro-sama, does that mean there should be two victims if it was Oishiro-sama's curse? I recall Mio was saying it, she didn't know if the women was involved in the curse of Demoned Away. She knew that the curse and Demoned Away are two separate things that occur simultaneously. I remember Tomitaka-san's gruesome death. This is something you call something away. It's more gore and curse-like. The woman who was with him is missing because she'd been demoned away? I have to know one thing, the victims of the curse always come in even number. Lastly, what bothered me was Rena. She seems scared. I don't know why. There's something inside her that possibly makes Oishiro-sama the next target. Oishiro-sama was the guardian deity of Higuzawa as far as I can remember. I believe a guardian deity would protect the villager and expel enemies from outside. Like Oishiro-sama was saying yesterday, the victims used to be the village's apparent enemies at first, but recently more outsiders are becoming targets. If so, the target would be more likely to be more than Rena since I moved here more recently than she did. From the way she was speaking, she seemed convinced that she'd be next. Should I tell Oishi-san what I just heard? I pretend I'm sleeping to eavesdrop on my friends or report the conversation with the police. I feel down. Maybe doubts appear before my eyes, and they make me feel dark. Maybe I shouldn't search for the answers to those questions. Maybe I'm going deeper into the darkness as I know more. Someday I'll regret it. I will wish I didn't know any of this in the future.
The teacher's coming. Keiji-san, wake up.
Here's a chime ringing. Couldn't sleep at all. I open my eyes and lift my face in a rush. The moment I lean back on the seat. Ow. There's some tag stuck with... Ow. I know who did it. Sadako. She's guilty without a trial. I'll condemn her for capital punishment. Day up quickly. But I stumble and trip. Somebody wrapped my legs around with shoestrings before I knew it. You're skewered, Sadako. When I was asleep, you stuck with me and did all this? I dropped my shoes and the moment I try to jump at Sadako, the teacher comes in.
Ow! The teacher is here, Keiji-san. You should return to your seat.
Smack. I give her a finger slap on her forehead regardless.
Keiji-san picked on me.
Hey, my Barakun. You shouldn't pick on your younger friend. Apologize to her.
I see Sadako sticking out a tongue at me. That brat.
Are you listening? My Barakun.
Alright, I'll apologize. I'm sorry, you little bitch. I say it in a really flattening. You'll see the consequences later, Sadako. Hey, Kei-chan, you can take your friend to the club. Let's take a seat for now. You'll speak as a class rep. I just had to get back to my seat. Well, we'll continue to do this club in the next episode. Subscribe for more, like for more, comment for more, favorite for more. Love Me by Macklemore. It's not, he's never made a song. I could have made a Paramore reference, but that would turn the whole world into a monster and it would eat us alive.